Many people in the community believe that the perception of Big Mom has been tainted due to multiple instances in which her position and prestige as a Yonko are compromised. Despite the truth behind these claims, I'd like to assert that Big Mom is exactly what she's been built up to be. From an early age, Charlotte LinLin, aka Big Mom, has always had a volatile and oblivious nature. From the time she was abandoned at age 5 and left with Mother Caramel, to the end of her backstory in Elbaf, she has had multiple cases where she's displayed signs of extreme impulsivity and a neutral evil nature. And by impulsivity, I mean she just acts completely on impulse alone. Now, I feel as though it's important for us to define what it means to have a neutral evil nature, so I'll give you the definition in the context of a female villain. A neutral evil villain does whatever she can get away with. She is out for herself, pure and simple. She sheds no tears for those she kills, whether for profit, sport, or convenience. She has no love of order and holds no illusion that following laws, traditions, or codes would make her any better or any more noble. It sounds a lot like Big Mom, doesn't it? Ever since we were introduced to Big Mom at her youngest age in the Mother Caramel flashback, we've seen her display these same impulsive, childish, selfish actions over and over again repeatedly. And granted, at the time she was merely a child. I think it's important to frame this behavior from an early age because it continues to carry on into the later years of Big Mom. And we have multiple instances, especially within the flashback, that highlight just how impulsive, selfish, and one-track minded Big Mom really was. We can go to the first example where she basically one-shot that bear for basically not following her commands and ultimately just put on capital punishment on this virtually innocent creature, considering it was just acting on instinct. And she cried and was wondering, oh, how come it died? I was just trying to tell her what to do. And she was sad. And we see Big Mom and was just like, oh, she's so innocent. There's no way she could have meant this. That's fine. But this is a trend that continues because what happens is Big Mom's main advantage is her strength, and her strength is what has carried her thus far, and I'll explain further along. Now we get into later on into the flashback where we see Big Mom rampaging in the village based on her hunger pants. Again, another sign of her impulsive, selfish nature. She only wants what she wants. Whether it absolves herself of morality or reasoning, Big Mom is still going to take the actions that she wants to take. And as a result of her actions, she ended up killing a giant elder. And the other elder within the village wanted to execute Big Mom for her actions, and instead, Mother Caramel stepped in to save her. Why? Because she's a valuable asset. Her strength is of value, and she's needed. Therefore, this goes to show that there's a theme that's going to continue on in Big Mom's story as we continue to go along. Now, we see another example of this enabling of her behavior after she has her birthday party, where she allegedly eats and kills all the children. And who comes into the picture right after that? Streusen. Streusen knows what happened, but what does Streusen do? Streusen decides this person is crazy, this person is extremely powerful, and I can definitely ride her coattails if I direct her impulsivity in the right direction. So as a result, Big Mom has shown a history of childish, impulsive, selfish decisions, but she's always had a surrounding party to direct her in a way where she would only continue to gain more influence and more power based solely on her strength and her childlike behavior. Now, all of these incidents have left us pondering, when is Big Mom finally going to behave like a fearsome emperor of the sea, as we all perceive the Yonko to be? But it seems as though Oda is just disrespecting her character time and time again. One, I believe that is how Big Mom has always meant to be. And I feel like Wano is the biggest factor to this disappointment surrounding Big Mom's character. Using a so-called fearsome emperor of the sea as an amnesia plot device wasn't the best thing for her character. As well as getting her virtually knocked out by Queen for the sake of moving the story along didn't help either. But I feel as though there's something that we are missing when it comes to Big Mom. She's always been incompetent. She has always been a figure of impulsive, selfish, and childlike behavior, as I mentioned previously. From age 5 till now, her personality and the way that she's done things has not changed. Every tough situation she finds herself in, she has always been bailed out by the competence of those around her. Her strength has always been the sole factor for the reason that she is a Yonko today. As you look deeper into Big Mom and her crew, we all see that she doesn't really manage her crew at all. It's all tasks to the elders such as Perispero, Mount Dor, the Sweet Commanders, Oven, Katakuri, Pudding. They all serve the purpose of managing around Big Mom's extreme impulses and lack of empathy. Whether it be her hunger pans, killing her own children, or threatening an entire nation over candy. You can use the example of Fishman Island, when Big Mom was ready to destroy Fisherman Island because they didn't provide her candy on time. And considering the fact that this is a woman of extreme influence and power, you would think that she would have a more open-minded outlook to the benefits of still having Fishman Island under her control, but no, it's all based on her impulses. It's based on what she wants. I want candy. I want candy. I want things that are sweet in life. I want the things that appeal to me only. I don't care about money, power, and influence. I care about what I want in that moment in time. And then obviously there's her ultimate dream of everyone living together peacefully in her kingdom. But again, this just goes to highlight the fact that Big Mom has never been a serious individual. I'm not going to say a serious character because she's too strong to not be taken seriously. But all these ridiculous incidents that's going on with Big Mom, I believe there's a purpose behind them. Big Mom has never been a serious individual that would fit the general perception of a Yonko. Big Mom acts based on her own whims and desires without a thought of mortal reason or genuine thought. Therefore, it is no surprise that Oda is using her for these ridiculous situations. Oda has characterized Big Mom as exactly that, a massive child with extraordinary power. Therefore, I believe that we as a community have let our expectations cloud our view of what was always the case with Big Mom. If we can accept the way Big Mom has always been, we will understand why she's been used in this way up to this point. You have every reason not to like it personally, and I don't either, if I'm being completely honest, but I believe it's all by design, and moving forward, it's important that we should only view Big Mom in that way. Now, this can tie into Wano because what's happening is, and granted, again, this may not be the best of circumstances, but if we perceive Big Mom in the way that I've just explained, as someone who is virtually a slave to her impulses, a slave to her whims and whatever she wants in life, then it's safe to assume that later on in the story of Wano and in the war for Onigashima, she is going to act on those impulses that's going to be a detriment to the opposition. And it's probably going to leave an opening for the rebel army to actually strike on Kaido and Orochi. Therefore, it seems as though Big Mom is just one gigantic plot device, a very powerful one that can be used to move the plot in whichever way Oda sees fit. Now, is that a problem? It could be, but it all depends on execution. I think if it's executed correctly, then it can definitely be a good thing. But for the moment in time, I think we as a community have to understand that Big Mom has a role in this story, and it is not meant to be a competent character. Big Mom is the poster child for incompetence mixed with extreme power, and it is sad just because I believe when we see the Yonko, we've always had this perception of the Yonko are fearsome combatants and very savvy pirates that basically control the corners of the sea. But in Big Mom's case, it is her entire pirate crew that is controlling the sea, and Big Mom as the figurehead, as the monarch, placing the amount of fear necessary for them to all work together. Because if Big Mom is not there, then there's no one to fear. Then there'll be, a power struggle, as we saw on the ship when Big Mom fell off and everyone thought she died. They started struggling for power already. Big Mom is there to bring everyone together through fear and power. But in terms of actual competency, there is none there to be left. So, guys, if you agree with everything that I've said in this video, please leave a comment. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more discussion videos based on One Piece and many other series such as My Hero Academia, Hunter x Hunter, and Berserk, and whatever is popular and shonen today. I appreciate you guys for the time that you spent listening to this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next discussion video. JD Scholar is out. Take care.